Yeah, man, I just got back from watching Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. You want to find out what I thought about it? Man, you're just gonna have to watch my review to find out. That's what I hate. Everybody just keep asking me how I like the movies and stuff, knowing damn well I do a YouTube horror channel. And why can't you just find out my opinion by watching my damn videos? Yeah. But anyway, I'm about to sit here and eat this stew real quick. I forgot I had this in the fridge or whatever. Some weird stuff that I made from a recipe book or whatever. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Yeah, dude, there's a damn toe in my stew. Hey hardheads, what's up? This is your boy Bobby. Welcome back to my channel. Long time no see. And before I start talking about this movie, please make sure you subscribe and like this video. Your likes and your subscribes will definitely help this channel grow. It helps it out a great deal. So if you're watching right now, please hit that like button and just get that to a higher number, guys. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. And as you guys know, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark was one of my most anticipated horror films coming out this year. I did 2 trailer reactions for it. Yesterday I had a chance to go see this movie early. You guys knew I was super excited because, again, like I said, this is one of my most anticipated horror films this year. And just judging by the trailers, I was just hoping that I would enjoy this movie so much. So yeah, let's get into it. This is going to be a non-spoiler review with slightly spoilers at the end of this video. So I'll definitely let you guys know when I'm about to start talking about some stuff. So Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark was directed by Ovredal, I hope I pronounced that right, and produced by Guillermo del Toro. And just the combination with these two guys working together, I just knew what they was going to create and put on the screen was going to be beautiful. Both of these guys are very talented. Their movies just speaks for itself as far as visuals, and I just, judging by this trailer and judging by the little TV spots that we were getting, you definitely see that they put a lot of their creativity and, you know, just their own vision into what we know already about Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. So this movie's set in the 1960s on Halloween night, and it's about a group of teenagers that find this book, and this book is pretty much writing out their lives and what is about to happen to them. So it's kind of like reading, you know, their future about what's going to happen to them, and they come across their own type of monster that they feared when they were little or when they had like dreams and things like that about them, and it's coming alive. If you guys ever seen Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark part 1, 2, and 3 as far as the books, you just know that their illustrations are creepy as hell. You have so many different ones in these books. So they couldn't fit them all in this movie, but I will say the ones that stood out in the first book, actually, they put them in this movie, and I will say that they kind of nailed what the monsters look like and just made it much more creepier because it's realistic, obviously. From the start of this movie, I just knew that we was going to be in for a little ride because it starts off on Halloween night in the 1960s, so you don't have no social media, none of that, you know, Instagram, Twitter, none of that stuff. They're using old-fashioned walkie-talkies to communicate with each other. So one of the kids get their hands on this book written by Sarah Bellows, and there's a myth about this lady back in the day. She was locked in this old room or whatever because her parents kind of just wanted to get rid of her, and they thought she was some type of witch or whatever. And she used to talk through the walls and talk to children and write and read them scary stories through the wall. So it's an old myth with all this drama going on with Sarah Bellows. And one of the characters ended up taking a book, and she thought it was fun to have something like that because she's into, you know, Halloween and, you know, the creepy stuff. So she thought it was going to be fun just to take the book and, you know, have it for herself. But what she failed to realize was that this book is haunted, is possessed by Sarah Bellows, and being as though that her and her group of friends went inside the house and stole this book, the stories is being written by itself inside this book. So it's pretty much telling what's about to happen to them when one of their friends are in danger. So they can be sitting there reading a book and it's talking about one of their friends that's back at home, and each of these friends have their own monster that they have to deal with. And guys, I will say the monsters in this movie is creepy as hell. You got Harold the Scarecrow, you got the Pale Lady, you got the Jangly Man, you got the spiders and stuff like that. And you have a couple of other characters in here. So when you see these characters and these monsters come out and actually move and actually go after these kids. It's kind of terrifying because you always seen it inside the book if you read the books, and you know, you just read it and you just imagine what would happen, and you just see the picture. To actually see these monsters come alive and, you know, just attack these kids is kind of crazy and creepy as hell. For instance, Harold the Scarecrow, he's going after one of these characters, and it was terrifying, that whole sequence with Harold and this, you know, this character, and then he's going through and getting chased in the cornfield, and then what happens afterwards, like, it was suspenseful, but then afterwards it was just like, oh, that's what happened. I can go on with the different monsters on here. Again, with the spiders and the Pale Lady. When you see these characters, it's just like, alright, this is creepy, it's weird, it's terrifying, but then I guess I had high expectations, and I should have known because this is a PG-13 movie, but I've been scared by PG-13 movies with little blood, and, well, little to no blood, and just the creep factor of it all. And then in this movie here, you know, what these monsters are doing to these kids, I understand it comes from a book, but I would just wish it went more horror what comes along with that, if you guys get what I'm saying. But I will say the most terrifying monster in here is the Jangly Man. The Jangly Man, at first I didn't know what he was and who he was. I thought he was a new character in a movie, but when I watched the movie, there's a part in a book where, I forgot the name of the chapter in the book, but there's the monster where, you know, the dog is barking at this fireplace or whatever it was, and like these body pieces just start falling from the fireplace or whatever, and it just comes together, and this head just starts talking and he starts saying this weird poem-ish type of stuff to, like, on one of the people in the book. But in this movie, almost the same thing happened. So just seeing the Jangly Man's limbs just falling from the chimney or whatever it was coming from in a movie, and, you know, the body parts start to slowly come together and form the Jangly Man himself. That part was absolutely terrifying. He was throughout this whole film chasing one of the characters, and it was creepy as hell. That was the most terrifying monster in this movie. But overall, I really enjoyed this film, guys. I love the kids in this movie. They actually feel like it was a true and real friendship. You have your one kid that was like the comedic relief in here. You have the girl that's like the main character, and it was pretty much following her throughout the whole film. And just how the kids work together in this movie, it was just, I don't know, it was just realistic, and I really enjoyed it. Even though this movie was set in the 1960s, it did give me like that 80s feel, which I'm low-key a little tired of because everything's starting to be 80s nowadays. But this was set in the 1960s, and it still was a feel-good, you know, film. Just watch these kids go through their troubles, I should say, and coming across these monsters and facing their fears. So now I'm about to get into a little bit of spoilers. So if you don't want to know really much about the movie, then, you know, you can click away, unfortunately. I don't want you to leave, but I want to talk about a few things real quick. So come on back after you see the movie. Thanks. So my pros and cons for scary stories to tell in the dark. I have to put some spoilers in here because those were my biggest pros and cons, and they contain spoilers. So let's get into them. So as you guys seen in the trailer, there was a scene where, you know, it's called the red spot, and one of the girls in there, she was, you know, running down the hallway. She goes into the bathroom. She had this big ass, you know, spider bite in her face, and obviously you see, you know, a spider leg, and you know what's going to happen. That scene right there, I did enjoy for the most part because it was long and drawn out, where you see her trying to force and, you know, pop it like it was a pimple, and you can just kind of feel her pain, because we all know when we try to pop a pimple or like a bump or something like that, it is a little bit painful. And being as though that you know what's going to happen, because we seen it in a trailer with the spiders, it was even a little bit more disgusting and nasty. But again, like I was saying in the beginning of this video, what happens next was kind of a letdown when they come across their fears and the monsters. So obviously the spiders come out her cheek, and there's a whole bunch of them, and it's kind of creepy, but use of the spiders kind of took me out of it, because obviously you can tell that it's CGI. I'm sure they can't get a whole lot of real spiders to cover this girl and cover the whole bathroom and stuff, but it was just obviously like it was fake, and it was like evident that that's what it was. And then if they was gonna make it fake, obviously they could have had something happen to her, and she was just pretty much covered, and she had this big ass sore on the side of her cheek because all the spiders was coming out of it. It was disgusting and terrifying, but I just wanted something a little bit more graphic to happen, but again, I have to keep thinking in the back of my head, this is a PG-13 movie, so they can't do too much. So yeah, that's one of my cons in that particular scene. Another con is with Harold. I was looking forward to seeing Harold the Scarecrow, and that whole scene right there, again, it was long and drawn out, and it was building suspense. But what came after it was kind of a letdown, because, you know, he chasing after this kid, and he kind of, you know, does his thing and stab him, but then what happens to the kid next? I'm not going to give that away, even though I'm saying this is a spoiler. I'm not going to give that part away. But he kind of does stab the kid with this like pitchfork, and what happened to the kid next? It was kind of like, okay, that's it. I was expecting to see a little bit of blood, this and that, but I guess again, it's a kid's book. There's only so much you can do. But it was unique what happened to the character. But again, for my taste, I like my movies a little bit more violent and a little bit bloody, but I kind of should have known what I was going to get myself into. So yeah, that scene was kind of like, that was it. And I wanted a little bit more Harold too. We didn't get enough of him. The character of Sarah Bellows, she wrote these stories in the book, and it was kind of like her story itself was kind of all over the place. Like, it was a unique story about Sarah Bellows and, you know, why she wrote these stories, I guess. But I feel like I didn't get enough backstory and like reason of why she was doing these things. Like, they did explain it a little bit, but again, it was jumpy and it was all over the place, and it was hard for me to connect to certain parts to it. Maybe if I go see it again, I'll understand, but it was kind of hard for me to connect with Sarah Bell's character because her story was all over the place, and then when it goes back to the kids trying to find out what's going on with their friends and then going back to her and trying to figure things out, I was getting a little confused. Again, I don't want to label that as a complete con because I probably might have missed something when I watched it. So I might go see it again and maybe I'll get it this time. Then the look of Sarah Bellows herself, I wanted her to be a little bit more creepy, but what we seen in the trailer is what we get in the movie. I already gave you guys some of my pros, you know, most of the cons were kind of the spoilers, but my pros, like I said, I enjoyed this movie. The monsters were great, the kids were great, the cinematography in this movie was amazing. I just like how dark it felt, thanks to Guillermo del Toro. He got this look that he usually go for, and it definitely looked really, really, really good in this film. And I like the atmosphere of this film. And then it won my heart because it was set on Halloween from the beginning. So I was super excited because you guys all know I love Halloween, and this is a Halloween channel. So when the movie opened up on Halloween, I was super excited because I'm like, all right, we about to get into it on Halloween. You know, scary stories to tell in the dark. I wasn't expecting it to be on Halloween, but yeah, we got it. Another pro of this movie is I love the look of the Jingly Man. He was fucking weird. He looked like he was a contortionist, how he was just put together and how he was moving and how he was chasing after this character and, well, one of the characters. And it was just terrifying, and he was just loud and just, it was just very suspenseful, that monster of his own, because the other monsters we only got like one scene or segment with, where with the Jingly Man, you'll see a lot of him towards the end of the film, and he's all over the place in this film. Yeah, guys, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark is out in theaters today. Go see it this weekend. I know we've been waiting for it since they've been promoting it on the Super Bowl advertisements earlier this year, and the movie's finally here. The movie didn't exceed my expectations. It wasn't really below my expectations too much. It was like right in the middle. It's like I kind of expected certain things, but I didn't expect certain things. But again, I enjoyed myself. I would say this is a good movie to go see with your friends if you want to just go see on the whim on the weekend. You can still take your kids to go see this movie because it's not, you know, that scary. It's not really nudity, a lot of blood, a lot of cursing, a lot of, you know, none of that stuff really. It's just a lot of suspenseful scenes, and also you might get a little bit of crude language from a couple characters in here. And they do show a little racism on here, but every kid needs to learn about that and know that it's not good to be racist. So yeah, but yeah, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, my rating for this film is 7.0 out of a 10. 7.0 out of a 10, I give this movie. It would have been a little bit higher, But like again, I had a few things that I did not like about the movie, and that kind of brought the score down a little bit. But 7.0 is pretty good still for this film. Maybe if I rewatch it, it might be a little bit higher, and I might be able to enjoy it a little bit more. My first viewing of it is a 7.0. Check out Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark this weekend. Let me know if you're going to go see it. Let me know if you already did see it, and if you enjoy it. Post your comments down below. I would like to hear your thoughts. And question of the day: if you ever read Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, who is your favorite monster in those books? Mine, for some reason, was the Pale Lady. She always was weird looking. She just didn't look normal. And I'm not saying all the other ones look normal, because they don't either, but it was just something about that particular monster that freaked me the hell out most of them. So yeah, guys, let me know in the comments down below, and don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like this video. Please like this video, because it definitely helps out this channel, it helps out this video, and it helps me grow. And if you guys want to see more content like this, a like and a subscribe would definitely help me out. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.